Hey, how's it going? So, today I am going to talk about some thoughts that I have on when you do get what you want, and then you also still get a serving of what you need. And I realized that delivery made it look like the serving of what you need is not particularly desirable. And I'm, of course, referencing a song by the Rolling Stones, You Can't Always Get What You Want. And the line goes, for those who don't know, though I can't believe there's anyone who doesn't at this point, you can't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need. Okay? So the reason why I'm talking about that is, well, obviously there was something that I had wanted that I got. But the thing about it is what I really want to talk about is what you want. And what you want, when you get it, you find out, oh, well, that's not exactly what I thought I was asking for, or was what it is you think you didn't get what you asked for. You don't think you got it. Like, okay, that's not clear. So let me try and clear that up. When you want something, person, place, or thing, animal, vegetable, mineral, whatever it is, say it's a car, okay? You want this bitchin' Corvette, okay? What is the song? Is that it? Bitchin' Corvette? Well, whatever. Some car that just you think is the most beautiful thing on earth and surpasses all other cars, and you just gotta have it. But what happens is when you desire something that way, and it becomes like all of your focus. I'm not saying that's what happened to me, but kind of like shades of that. Um, you are looking at something and you're idealizing it. So it's a very, I feel like, two-dimensional way of seeing things. And, and because if you actually get said car, um, say it's previously owned, okay? So it's not pristine. It could have things wrong with it that the previous owner didn't share with you, perhaps. That may not be the case. Oh, shoot. Hold on a second. So, yeah, you get the car, and it's not everything you thought it was going to be. Like, you get to look at the inside and actually feel the interior, like the seat coverings that you thought looked so nice and whatever. You get there and it's like not made of what you thought it was made of, so it doesn't feel the way you thought it was going to feel, and nothing looks the way it's supposed to look, at least in your mind from the ads. Nothing looks the same, and then you get in it and it doesn't. Maybe it does all of the things that you expect it to. I mean, it's normal, it's behaving within the parameters of the thing, what you expect it to do. And so somehow it's still some disappointing in some ways, or you find that the thing that you had thought in your mind was so great, once you get it in your hand or under your butt or in front of your eyes, it doesn't live up to your expectations. And that is key right there, is your expectations, because it's probably best to, I mean, I know it's nearly impossible, but it's probably best to curb your expectations as much as you can, because that way you don't set yourself up to be super disappointed or just disappointed, whatever it is. What I'm saying is perhaps more examination is in order when you you want something, and maybe it's something you wanted for a long time that you just weren't able to attain for whatever reason. And when you finally get it, it's like you built up your expectations so high that whatever it is couldn't possibly live up to it. Which is not to say, because I'm still talking about this car metaphor here. So, which is not to say, I will proceed, continue what I was saying, that that thing can't just be like a lemon in some way, or just have some, you know, issue that either is fatally, unrepairable, irreparable, or it's that something that can be repaired or upgraded or, you know, lubed or whatever it needs. But it may be that you don't want to put any more investment in that thing. If that's the case, it's like, oh, wait, this was supposed to be fun. This was supposed to be ready made to go. I shouldn't have to now come along and do like more work like immediately. Like, I can't just enjoy this. It's got to have flaws. But I guess that's kind of the point of everything in life. Pardon. If everything was perfect and easy, I mean, I guess we wouldn't learn anything, is the wisdom. But things can be perfect and easy for a minute, can't they? So the reason why I'm talking about this is because last month, May, for me personally, I was like a windsock all month in a gale, like a high wind, violent flapping, fraying the edges situation. And, you know, maybe there was a drought, so the gale has rain, and that's good. I'm not saying that it was bad. It wasn't a bad month. It was just highly emotionally charged, um, personally, and then also just with the things that I tend to pay attention to in the world that, um, sometimes they make me emotional. People are hurting for whatever reason, like whether it did something to them, or you know somebody's military is doing something to people that they're just there. They don't really have a skin in the game either way. They just happen to be on the spot that the people that are fighting over, that the people are fighting over. I guess I am drawn to the underdogs of the world because I want all dogs to be equal. uh, Not everyone wants to comply with that. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. So the other thing that sort of applies to what I was talking about before, about the wanting something and then letting your expectations color it, and you know it's important to keep a perspective too on, when you want something, to not become obsessive, to recognize that you're becoming obsessive if you care about those things, which I do. Like, I'm on a journey of like self-discovery here and enlightenment, and I don't know how everyone else does it, but I'm finding out things at this late stage in the game. I just turned 57 in December, and I'm finding stuff out about the same stuff that I already have been through over and over throughout my life. And either it's the same thing recurring, because like I didn't get something somewhere along the line, which is totally the case in at least one situation. And like the other thing is, the thing that you want is not necessarily an object, inanimate, unthinking. It could be a person, And what they show you may also be a 2D sort of rendering of who they want you to see. And that's sort of makes everything all the more confusing if you're only like seeing like a portion of what can be seen, then you're just not seeing the whole picture. And when things are being kept back, it's almost like a lie of omission, but it's like you're just not being shown the full picture. And so you're operating, if you're me, because I have a code, I guess you could say, of, of like interacting with other people. And so I try to be really careful with what I offer up. I try not to do the things that I deeply dislike that have been done to me many times. And this usually based around misrepresentation, like saying something that you don't necessarily mean, and that the person that doesn't necessarily mean what they're saying knows to say things that you want to hear. So it's a form of manipulation, and I don't care for it. Like, I don't do it. I don't like it being done to me. Like, just say what you got to say and just say it outright. I mean, what am I going to do? Say no, get away? I mean, wow, like your life's not going to be over at that point. I don't, I just say that because I don't think anyone has that much of an investment in me. So maybe they do. They haven't made themselves aware. They haven't made me aware of them or whatever. Yeah, digressing. So anyway, I just have found myself like reflecting on things, and like new things happen in life, but I just find like, wow, this is sure a lot like what happened this other time. And I see that it's like this other incident, but I see like new things because I've changed since the other incident. But then I see new things in the old incident that I didn't see before. And that keeps happening over and over. It's like, how many things am I going to learn from the same thing over and over? I mean, I'm not complaining because I'm just asking the question. So, but I think there's like a reason that, and it's not just happening to me. Like right now, there's astrological things that are happening that are affecting everyone. Like the tides are affected by the moon. All of the planets have an effect on all of us in different ways. I'm not going to explain astrology to people. I'm just going to say right now there's a Mercury retrograde happening, and that's something that I'll just go with my experience of it that I've also seen other people have, maybe at the beginning of knowing what Mercury retrograde is. Rock your search bar. I'm not even going to try to explain that. Mercury retrograde. Anyway, when I first heard of it, it sounded like scary and negative, and it is described as a time where like you shouldn't mess with mechanical stuff too much, and you shouldn't make like important contracts, and it makes it sound like I thought everything was just gonna break, like nothing was gonna work, interpersonals were gonna be all screwed up, and I don't like do major contractual things, so that didn't really apply to me. But over time, I began to understand that you can work within those constrictions. Okay, I mean, yeah, life has to go on. You can't just like drop everything because it's Mercury retrograde. And also, it's a good time, I've discovered, to learn stuff about myself and the world and other people and the way that I interact with them. And that's where the interpersonals come in, like on every level. Any kind of relationship that you are having with another being is an interpersonal. If there's communication passing between you, it's an interpersonal. That's just my opinion. And the other astrological thing that is happening right now is a uh, hold on. Where the heck? Saturn return. Saturn return. Another planetary thing. So that happens periodically in your life. I should be able to just spit out the number of years between each one, but I can't. So again, rock your search bar and look up your Saturn return. And that is another, I guess you could say it's like a Mercury retrograde, like uh, extreme, like compounded, because it's sort of like a time when you look back upon your life and I guess take stock. Um, there's a difference between the two. Otherwise, they wouldn't have two separate names. And I'm sure in my copious note taking, I wrote about it, and I wish I could find it so I could be more precise in what I'm trying to say here. But I will say this, however, it is a time where okay, I'm going the wrong direction. Told you they were copious. Mixed up with a whole bunch of other stuff. I got to remember to speak up because I don't have a microphone. And I noticed the last one I made, the last video, I was kind of mumbly, so I did the subtitles, but I don't know. That's a whole other digression. Sorry, I don't mean to just have dead air. Oh, God. Was it Jupiter return? No, it's Saturn return. Here it is. I finally found it. Well, you have to look that one up too because I didn't include whatever I was thinking about in that particular section. It's just that it's something that recurs in your life, and from my read of it, it kind of will rock you, and that is, I guess, something, if you hear it for the first time, that would make you fearful. But I'm at the point now where I'm just kind of like, just bring it on. I'll experience everything, and I'll just, it's a lot easier to go through stuff if you like can make it at all fun. I mean, okay, it's a learning experience. You could go that way. And as far as it being fun, well, I mean, you really got to just kind of step back and rise above like all of it, like what you're doing, what got said, what happened. That, I mean, some things you can go back and repair, and that's always the case, and that's good. But sometimes you can't, and you just got to learn to sit with that stuff and like live with it. And I'm just learning, and that's why I'm sharing like my experiences, because I have been instructed to do so. So there you go. Enjoy. uh, so yeah, all of that Mercury retrograde and Saturn return, and just the normal like washing back and forth of the tides of your life. Like sometimes you're up and sometimes you're low. It happens, but it doesn't have to be the end of the world, and it could be a fun lesson. Like, just what's I find that once I go through like the emotional stuff, like I just have to do it, whatever it is, anger, sadness, happiness. Like, I love going through happiness, it's my favorite emotion. But anyway, but once you go through it, like, at some point, like, all that pain and stuff goes away, and you can look at it academically. So, it's not scary anymore. You realize that it's done hurting you, and you're in charge of that the whole time anyway. I mean, I am well aware that everything that happens, I have a hand in. So I can't really ever since I realized that, I can no longer even if somebody else's actions or words played a part in how I'm feeling or have affected my life, as in like nepotism or something like that, I'm at the point now where I can just kind of, once I get through the emotion, it's kind of like your body is built to do that. Like you have the fight or flight mechanism, and I'm sure you can apply it to the angry or not, or mechanism. It's going to happen. Your body is going to do it. And for me, it gets out ahead of me before I can get a clamp on it. But what I need to do is not outwardly react. So I am getting better at that. Thank the Lord. Because that's hard. People like don't often happily accept those outpourings of emotion from me. And it's like, oh, dang it. I want to express this. So I just try to do the emotional part and like going to the bathroom. Like I'm making a deposit of emotions in the emotional commode bucket. I don't know. I just get through it, and then I can think straight. Is what I'm trying to say. So it happens all the time, and you can either take advantage of it and enjoy it and learn from it, and I mean, really, because life is what you make it, right? If you are just all the time, this is crappy, I feel crappy, everything and everyone is crappy, then crap is what you will have. I do not want crap. I want all of my side dishes of what I need to be helpful, nutritious, and instructive and um, invigorating. I want them to fill me with purpose, with joy. Um, so that's what I have gotten. That's how I have digested my side of what I wanted. And the what I need was my. It's like I said, it was a windsock of a month for me. Anyway, I guess that's all I really want to say. Thank you for no. Thank you and good night. Doesn't matter what I was gonna say. Bye.